Here this evening, not too far off, you know. In fact, if you look at the family of Anwar Sadat, look at his mother and others, you'll see what I'm talking about. Her spirit called to Arabia. Out of the mystic desert surged the black soldiers of Islam who welded the world into a new empire and sang their songs of love and victory in the vales of Andalusia. What does this mean? That these Africans from Arabia mixed with Africans from Kemet, Africans from Morocco, Africans from the westernmost part of the African continent and surged over across the Straits of Gibraltar and established nations, civilizations in the southern part of Europe. Isn't that wonderful? Starting 740 AD and lasting for almost 800 years, up until 1492, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, but that was also the year that the Moors were kicked out of Spain. Now here's our brother in 1918 reminding us that all this had been done, and we're still sitting down talking about up from slavery. Well, that was with good reason. People gave us those books, but never gave us George Wells Parker. On the isles of all the oceans, listen to this statement. Now you hear Van Sertima being anticipated, don't you? On the isles of all the oceans, from where the Southern Cross bends low to kiss the restless wave, to where the Arctic holds in its leash its frozen world, her hand has touched. Now we know that that's true, that Africans who start in Kush migrate north, migrate east, migrate north, and then there is an equatorial band that goes all around the world, and wherever Kushite people touch, they still stand there today. So that if you go to Vietnam, you will find Kushites. If you go to Japan, there are Kushites. If you go to the Philippines, there are Kushites. You go to Papua New Guinea, there are Kushites. You go to Guam, there are Kushites. You go to Australia, there are Kushites. Wherever water around the equator touches land, there are indigenous Kushites that were there before the days that we call civilization began, because Africans have been travelers. Religion, art, literature, science, and civilization are hers. That is Kush's. All of these things got started in Kush. And eternity but lives in the warmth of her radiant glow. I have chosen to call the unnumbered millions of her descendants the children of the
sun. The children of the sun. Children of the sun. That is Dr. ASA Hilliard reading George Wells Parker's 1918 poem, Children of the Sun, which, you know, was really just more history, just written as poetic in the poetic voice, much like Van Sertima, who was referenced in that book, in that poem, in that reading, actually, that writing, much like Van Sertima did, and They Came Before Columbus, in parts of that as well. And of course, underneath that, you heard